Hey, how are you guys? I wish I could say this was, the normal results that I do for WrestleMania, but no, this has been the worst in a very long time. Normally I miss one each night. I missed three each night this year. Yeah, it wasn't good. So we're going to get into results. So before we do that, hold on. I got an email. I don't get emails. What? We don't get emails. Hey Jay, you ever got email? Oh, he at work. All right, it's from Harvey Chapman at Chernism Sports. You ever heard? All right. Anyway, it says, "Dear Mr. Frey, being that you did not get a result off for the impromptu Randy Orton match, will that count as a loss with your predictions?" All right, Mr. Harvey, whatever your name is. That sounds like a clickbait question. That question was very weak. It was terrible, and I could just tell by the way you asked that question, you're a very nasty person. And I don't know what Journalism Sports is, but I'm gonna contact them and recommend that they fire you because you're terrible and you're just a disgrace to the wrestling fan community. And I hope to never see you again. And I hope the worst for everything that you do. Now, if you really want some answers, just tune in and watch me ruin YouTube. With that being said, let's join the fray.
Time to take a chance to fly, feeling like I'm 10 feet high. Nightmares call, you can't deny. Better find a place to hide.
What's going on? Welcome to Wrestle Fray and welcome to another episode of Fray Picks. Now, since this Harvey whatever guy gonna email me, I guess I gotta let this count the bag. And no, I'm not counting this as a loss because it wasn't on the card when I did it. So no, I'm not counting it as a loss. And the funny thing is, I would have picked Randy Orton anyway. But as you may or may not know, it was Randy Orton versus TNA World Champion Joe Hendry. Yeah. So it was quick, but it was pretty good. I mean that was cool to bring the TNA World Champ out there like that, and it was a pretty good match. It was still short. It wasn't a squash match though, but yeah, Randy Orton won that one. But no, I'm not counting that as a loss. Stupid question, man. Now, speaking of losses, I guess we gotta get to them now. So here we go.
Where Jimmy was wrong.
I really thought they were gonna do something with Naomi and the girls from NXT since they were beefing with Jade late last year. Jade and Bianca. So yeah, I'm glad Jade got her comeuppance. But yeah, I was wrong. I really find it hard to believe that Solo wasn't going to interfere in this match and somehow, some way cost Jacob the title. But honestly, the storyline can still go even with Jacob as champion, and that'll add more to the descent. But what the hell are they doing with Solo? That's my question right there. But you know what? Even though I didn't pick Solo, I didn't pick Jacob to win. I wanted Jacob to win. That dude is nasty in the ring. Did you see that freaking elbow he did to LA Knight on the top rope? That jump was sick, bro. Yeah, of course I wanted him to win. But I sometimes I try to be realistic with the predictions. It just didn't work out this time. I'm putting an asterisk on this one. There's two matches I'm putting an asterisk on, and this is one of them. And that's because the original one is not what I predicted. Okay, it was supposed to be Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, whatever. Then Rey gets hurt, and they put Rey Fenix in there. Now, had it been Rey Fenix, I probably would have said El Grande Americano because of some shenanigans. So had I known what this match was in the first place, I probably would have got it right. But as a result, I got it wrong because I said that El Grande Americano was going to lose. And he didn't. So I'll take the L on that one. Take that, Mr. Harvey. Now the women's championship triple threat match. Now I will own up to this one. When looking at everything, I should have picked Io. Honestly, I picked Bianca because I wanted Bianca's streak to remain. But looking at everything, Io has been disrespected. She's been treated as an afterthought through this whole build-up. And on top of that, they had her come out first. Why would you have the champ come out first? So that told me right there that Io needed to win this match, or else she wasn't gonna get the respect that she deserved. She would have been chumpified, so to speak. So yeah, I'll take this L. Now this was crap, and I'm gonna say this. And you know what? I may get thumbs down for this, but I don't care because I rather you thumb down me for my honest opinion than to thumb up me for some bullshit. I'm not a fan of this whole Logan Paul experience. Don't get me wrong, the man can move in the ring, and yes, that finisher is badass, I will admit, but I'm just not feeling this whole Logan Paul thing. Like, I'm not a Logan Paul fan. Not by lead. Yes, he can move in the ring, but the thing is, so can Bad Bunny. But Bad Bunny is not signed to WWE and all this stuff and all these. I don't know, man. It wasn't for me, and I didn't think he needed to go over on AJ Styles because AJ Styles, is AJ retiring soon? I don't know, but I didn't agree with this. I didn't like this at all. So, no. Here is the other asterisk, because it was supposed to be Lyra and Bayley versus Liv and Raquel, which I picked Liv and Raquel because I didn't think they were going to make Lyra a double champion when the Women's Intercontinental Championship needs a lot of attention right now with it being a new belt, and putting two belts on that person takes away from it'll either take away from the Women's Intercontinental Championship or the Women's Tag Team Championship, and honestly both of them would need a lot of attention. I know everybody's saying WWE has two belts, but putting two belts on one person really does not help because they're not going to defend them both. They make you do it in video games, but they're not going to do that. But had I known Becky was coming back, I know they went for the shock factor. I would have said they wouldn't because, of course, Becky's not going to come back and lose at WrestleMania. So, yeah, I feel like I got screwed on that one too. But, I guess I got to do better at predicting the surprises, I guess. I don't know. All right, now we can get to the good stuff.
What Jimmy got right.
4 letters, 1 word. Yeet! Yes, sir. Jey Uso is the World Heavyweight Champion, and I am excited about that. I don't care how much hate he gets online. This man deserves it. You know what? This man has been, in the wrestling sense, typecasted to be a tag team wrestler because of his moveset, because he has a twin, all that. He never was thought to ever be in the main event, ever. And honestly, I could give credit to Roman Reigns for that, because if it wasn't for his program with Roman Reigns, we wouldn't have had main event Jey Uso, and that wouldn't have led to him becoming an Intercontinental Champion and a World Heavyweight Champion. You realize this man is a Triple Crown Champion now? I am so damn proud of this man. Like, seriously. Yes, I'm happy about it. Yeet. Another thing I'm happy about, the New Day are the World Tag Team Champions. It is world, right? It don't matter. Anyway, this needed to happen. That needed to pay off. And you know what? After this happened, I was waiting to see what Big E was going to do. You know, Big E kept it professional, and he was just like, that's not the way you want to do it. You know, he let his personal feelings get into it. But yes, to make this worth something, they need to have them belts. Because the thing is, people don't want to admit it. The New Day, they killing the heel game right now. Like these two, they really killing the heel game. And I'm excited to see what comes next. Like I'm really excited to watch New Day cause as much destruction and be as rude as possible from here. Like I'm looking forward to it. Like seriously, like a lot of us waited for this for so long. They've been faces for so long, and now we finally get this heel faction of the New Day, and these guys are killing it. That they are. Tiffany Stratton. Now, a lot of people were saying this match was sloppy. No, I really think they both women put it in there. They gave them their hard shots, and I think her teeth got knocked out or something. I don't know what was going on. It looked like she was in an MMA fight, but I'm glad Tiffany won. And like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Charlotte Flair, but I respect Charlotte Flair. I know what I said about Logan Paul, but no, I respect Charlotte Flair. She's one of the best women's wrestlers out there. She didn't need to win tonight. So, there we go. I called it. This was a tricky one because I honestly was not sure. I had to look at all the analytics of everything that was going on with this match, and something told me I need to pick Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is going to win this match. Now, I literally had to do it, and I'm glad I did. I knew there was going to be some shenanigans with Paul Heyman, but I don't know. I didn't expect him to turn on both CM Punk and Roman Reigns. That was a shocker, and I wonder what's gonna go on from here. Like, what's gonna be a CM Punk? What's gonna be a Roman Reigns? Like, how's that gonna relate to Heyman? Because they're not all on the same show. I think Punk and Seth are on Raw. Roman's on SmackDown. I don't know. They might do a shakeup after WrestleMania, like they've done in the past. So, honestly, I felt like Roman needs to stay on SmackDown because if he comes to Raw, then I don't know. I guess we'll see. I told y'all, if McInTyre didn't win, he would be a dignified chump. He needed this. He needed this win, and it was nothing against Priest, but I will admit, they call this a street fight. Okay, when you look at the beginning of the triple threat match between Punk, Reigns, and Rollins, the beginning of that match was more like a street fight than this one did. This just looked like a hardcore match. A no DQ match. When I think of street fight, I don't just think of all the items and stuff in the ring. I'm thinking about going out in the crowd, maybe in the backstage. Hell, go in the street too. When I think of street fight, that's what I expect. So that was my only thing about that match. But yes, Drew won like I predicted. I called it too. I said out of these four competitors, Dom was the weak link, but I think he's the sneakiest. And he stuck his way to an Intercontinental Championship reign. And, I'm happy for him. I mean, good for him. I don't know what it's going to entail right now, because the vision that I had would have been him having the IC title and then Liv and Raquel still having the tag titles, and they were going to basically just pound on Finn. Like, why are you this so-called leader? You don't even have no goals. And then on top of that, what position does Carlito have here? Because it looked like he was hanging with Finn while Dom was celebrating. I mean, that looked like what I saw. I gotta look at it. But anyway, Dominic Mysterio is the world. Oh, the Lord have mercy. Sorry. Dominic Mysterio is your new Intercontinental Champion. No, I'm sorry. I just had World Champion on my head because I was thinking, being that Braun Breaker lost the title, he may end up going into the World Heavyweight Championship program with Jey. They were in the Intercontinental Championship program. And going back to Jey, the doing Gunther's moveset, I think that worked out for him. Since everybody say he had limited moveset, I think that was a good way for him to say, oh, I can do this and that too. But anyway, Dominic Mysterio, your new Intercontinental Champion, like I predicted. Ladies and gentlemen, we have witnessed history tonight as John Cena has broken the WWE facade of Ric Flair's record and has amassed 17 world championships in the WWE. Now, before we get into all that, I just want to say, even though my predictions weren't as good as they were the last couple of times, I have been very good at predicting these main events. In fact, I think I'm undefeated in main events the past few years because I got both these main events right. I'm just happy about that. So going to the match. How I felt about the overall match. Oh, I'll get to that, but this slow burn approach by Cena with the scowl on his face I love it. It's like completely different from his and he should have been doing that a while ago. Like, I mean, I guess he couldn't because he was a lovable baby face, but now he's not being held back. Now he's just taking this like methodical approach, like not as sinister, but very similar to Randy Orton. And honestly, that fits his persona right now to a T. Now, as far as the match itself, okay. Yeah, y'all heard me go off about Logan Paul. But Logan, I will admit, Logan Paul is a wrestler. Travis Scott is not. Like, why? What is this what we're doing? We're having rappers interfere in world title matches now? I mean, in WWE, you want to feel like a real sport? Nobody does that. Imagine if Kendrick came off the halftime stage and interfered in the Super Bowl. No one does that. And okay, and for Travis Scott coming in, that makes sense. But you have this man's music play and have him walk down the mile-long aisle, and we're sitting there like, really? You should have had him come out there without playing the music. So now we are forced to sit there and watch him walk down that long aisle, and he walking slow, by the way. And we're like, look, I kid you not. I had Phil, Cena, and Cody were sitting there like, oh my gosh, will he hurry the hell up? And then, okay, and yeah, I said the music shouldn't have played when he was coming out. Now, yeah, some of y'all might be like, well, they did last year. That's different. Last year was Bloodline Rules. This was a straight legit match. Well, like, it, honestly, Cena probably should have been DQ'd when Travis Scott pulled the ref out the ring. But, I guess like, oh no, let him go. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't get the appeal of Travis Scott either. I love the music. Just the way they put him in this, I don't know. It not feeling it. Not feeling it at all. Anyway, those were all my predictions I got wrong, and the predictions that I got right, and the predictions that we're not going to count because of a very nasty reporter for probably a failing wrestling newsletter that's just probably not going to last very long. But anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for joining the fray. I was really about to sign off of this without talking about the Stone Cold ATV issue, from the issue he had getting up the ramp to the infamous hitting of the barricade. So thank goodness the fan is okay. I'm sure it was an accident. I don't remember the last time Austin did that. And I'll be honest with you, instead of pushing those ring steps to the side, they probably should have cleared that section altogether. But I'm sure it wasn't the ring steps that caused him to misjudge that turn. But I'm glad it wasn't worse than it could, because I got kind of worried when I saw Nick Khan down there. But nah, Austin, you good with us. Like I said, I hope the fan's okay. She appeared to be okay. I don't know if she was pissed or what, but I don't think it's anything serious. But yeah, I was looking like, what is going on? But yeah. Anyway, now, y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining the fray.
But Nicky Mons.